Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today is going to be yet another Will I Buy It video. This is the video series I do on my channel every single Sunday in which we sit down and we basically talk about the new makeup releases for the past week, and we talk about whether or not I personally like them and why I do like them and all that sort of stuff, you know, all that fun stuff. This video series was of course inspired by Samantha March. She has this series on her channel as well, and I believe that she posts it every single Wednesday. She created the series. This is all her idea, so I'd highly recommend you guys go check her out. I'll put all her information down below, but yeah, let's just get into it, you know? Okay guys, I really want to start off this entire video by talking about one of my favorite releases for this entire week. This is by the indie brand Menagerie Cosmetics, and they finally launched a full picture of their Whale Song palette. They have been teasing this palette for quite a while. They have been releasing like pictures of like the packaging and the inspiration, and this has been a long time coming, but this is the full palette right here. Like I said last week, it is going to be available for pre-order for $25, and you have all these beautiful shades, 12 in all. You have a variety of finishes. I for one would love to try this palette out. I just might get my hands on it. We'll see about that, but this is a palette that I'm very excited about, and I just wanted to show this to you guys because I honestly, I was so excited about it, I just could not wait. Speaking of cool tones, I also want to talk about this April Fool's prank that was created by this brand called Bombshell Cosmetics. I don't know, but basically, oh gosh, this is one of those cases that's kind of like the Tarte palette that launched last year's for April Fools, you know, the Tarte palette that everybody was so excited about, and then they came out and said, oh, it's an April Fool's palette. It's not actually coming out, but haha, we tricked you. You know, I don't really know much about this brand. It is spelled B-Y-S, and it's called the Picklelicious On The Go palette. Now, like I said, this was launched as an April Fool's joke, and I know it's kind of like a little bit late to talk about April Fools, you know, like it's been a while, I know, but this is kind of similar in my opinion to the whole Tarte situation, because I get that they're trying to like make this into a little bit of a joke, you know, like, you know, it has greens in it and it's pickle scented, but then at the same time, I feel like I know a variety of people that will be really interested in this palette, you know, even if it is pickle scented, you know. I, for one, know that I would really be interested in this palette. I feel like this is such a cool, cute palette, and I just think that brands should calm themselves down when doing like April Fool's pranks, because really it just like lets their consumers know that this is a concept that they don't take seriously, but it's such a good concept that it's kind of being wasted. Makeup Forever is launching a powder foundation. This is it right here. It is going to be full coverage, and it's called the Matte Velvet Skin Blurring Powder Foundation, and the regular price for it is $38, and it's going to come in the 30 shades. This is not something that works for me, and I just feel like at this point, whenever I'm looking for a new foundation, a powder foundation does not come to my mind at all. Right now, I'm just not into powder foundations. So this is definitely going to be a pass from me. But, of course, it is out there if any of you guys are interested in it. But I'm just not going to be getting it myself. I also want to talk about this launch from MAC. They're launching this addition to the MAC Bling Thing collection. They have several Dazzle drops. They have a Bling Thing top coat, which I believe is the lip gloss. And then they also have some shiny, pretty shadow. I'm particularly interested in the liquid highlighters that I believe are called the Dazzle drops because they kind of look interesting. They look kind of cool. I love the iridescent quality to them. However, I feel like, I don't know if you guys will agree with this or not, but I don't know. Don't you guys think that like MAC Cosmetics has sort of lost its shine? Because I feel like it has, in my personal opinion. Because I remember a time like several years ago when everybody was head over heels in love with MAC Cosmetics. Everybody was so into the brand. Everybody loved the brand. It was everything to so many different people. But now I feel like the hype for MAC Cosmetics has sort of died down. Whenever I look at any MAC Cosmetics launch, it doesn't matter like what it is, I'm just not excited about it. And I don't know, maybe it's just me, maybe I'm being weird, but like, I don't know. Is it because like we've seen MAC Cosmetics so much that now we're kind of bored by it? Or now I'm kind of bored by it, but like for some reason I'm just not really interested in MAC Cosmetics right at the moment. Charlotte Tilbury is coming out with some launches for the summertime. They have a Glowgasm face palette and they have several shade variations. They have one for lighter skin tones and another one for darker skin tones, which, considering the fact that Charlotte Tilbury has not really been too, I feel like, diverse in their face ranges, I feel like this is a step in the right direction for them. I feel like this is better than some launches that they have come out with in the past in terms of shades. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the fact that they included several different shades. They have some different options for lighter and darker skin tones. However, my critique, if you will, is that Charlotte Tilbury is known for releasing luxury products. I mean, I look at Charlotte Tilbury and I think luxury because the price is kind of high, the packaging is very luxe usually, and like the entire marketing reflects something kind of like the marketing for Chanel or Dior or Givenchy. Like Charlotte Tilbury's entire theme seems to be very luxury. Therefore, I kind of find it a little bit off-putting or a little bit jarring that the imprint for these palettes is composed in this way, because the imprint for this palette, it looks a little bit juvenile. And my question is, I mean, I don't really see a price for this, but my question is, if these palettes are going to be like priced, say, around like $40, $50, $60, which is, I feel like, the standard for Charlotte Tilbury, why are they making the imprint and the overall aesthetic of the palette kind of like juvenile, you know? Because if I'm somebody that's going to be spending that hunk of money on a palette like this, I kind of want to have the experience of having a more luxurious, a more expensive product, because I feel like if you're going to be paying big bucks for something, you should be paying almost for an experience, and this for me doesn't necessarily scream luxury, you know. Yes, I do have to correct myself. I thought that all three of those little tubes were highlights. In fact, you have two blushes and one highlight. I feel like those are really cool looking. I honestly, like, if I was gonna get something from this selection of products, I would definitely go for maybe the blush or the highlighter, even though I don't really wear blush, so I might go for just the highlighter. But yes, I feel like those blushes and the highlights, the ones that come in the tube, they're a little bit more fitting into the aesthetic of Charlotte Tilbury. They definitely do look a little bit luxurious than the actual palettes. Okay guys, now it's time to talk about Laura Lee Los Angeles. She is releasing some singles eyeshadows and then also a palette to go along with it. The palette is going to be $12, the shadows are going to be $6 each. You can get the full bundle for $119 and save $13. Oh gosh, okay. I would like to do like another video talking about my opinions and my thoughts when it comes to purchasing from controversial brands. So I'm going to save a lot of my comments for that particular video, which might be coming soon. But yeah, I'm not into this. I'm usually not really interested in like blacklisting or boycotting brands, because I can say that I don't really think it matters to these brands if I say, oh yeah, I'm boycotting you or not, because I don't think that they care what I think, you know? But I will say that if there's one brand that I feel terribly uncomfortable with the idea of purchasing anything from, it is Laura Lee Los Angeles. Even though these shadows do look okay, I mean, I only like say maybe two and that's it. I'm just not into it. Like, I'm definitely not going to be getting this at all. Not even interested whatsoever. Too Faced is coming out with a new highlighter. This is going to be called the Clover highlighter. They have an entire Clover collection, which I believe is inspired by Jared's dog, Clover, I think. I don't really, okay, see, I don't really follow Too Faced, especially when it comes to their pets, but this is going to be a highlighter inspired by Clover, who is the Too Faced mascot, but I think that she is the pet chihuahua of Jared, I think. You know, that's kind of what I'm assuming. But this is going to be the highlighter. I'm just not really interested. I mean, I have so many other highlighters in my collection. I have so many that I'm actually wearing too because I need to use them up. But like, yeah, I have a lot of highlighters in my collection. I definitely do not need any new ones, so this is definitely going to be a pass from my end. So, Kylie Cosmetics is launching a mattifying setting spray. This is going to be it. It's launching, I believe, April 12th, and it's a mattifying setting spray. Keyword, mattifying. My critique with this is that I feel like it would have been a lot more current if Kylie had come out with a luminous spray. I feel like either a luminous spray or a luminous spray and a mattifying spray, because in my personal opinion, I feel like right now everybody's a little bit more interested in a luminous kind of skin look. Of course, Kylie Jenner, I mean, I don't really know Kylie's like fan base to a T. I don't know what they might like. Maybe they love the matte look at the moment, but I feel like right now we're moving towards a more luminous and a more like realistic kind of skin look, and I feel like mattifying is a little bit last year or even the year before that. You know what I mean? So I would have liked to see maybe options, maybe a spray that is a luminous spray and another spray that's a mattifying spray. I'm not saying that this launch won't do well. I feel like since it is Kylie Cosmetics, every single thing that she launches is almost destined to do pretty well anyway. I just feel like if this was any other brand but Kylie Cosmetics, it wouldn't do as well. But since this is Kylie Cosmetics, I feel like it will do pretty well for a launch. So that is my 2 cents on that. Let's move on to Colourpop. They're launching a festival collection for festival season. They have some pressed glitters that are going to be retailing for $5 each. They also have some cream gel liners, which are going to be $6 each. They have 4 new shades. They have 4 pressed pigments that are going to be $5.50. They also have 3 new So Juicy glosses that are $7 each. And I just feel like this entire collection is honestly so pretty. I'm particularly interested in the pressed pigments because I feel like those look absolutely stunning. Also, the pressed glitters I'm loving as well. I feel like if they had released like a lime green pressed glitter, I would be like head over heels in love. But I'm kind of leaning towards the pressed pigments right now. I mean, I don't know. I might get my hands on it. I might not. Colourpop is, again, definitely one of those brands that I love, but since I love Colourpop so much, I feel like I've been always so into getting things from Colourpop that I kind of neglected other brands, which is why this year I did make the decision to buy less of Colourpop and more of other, preferably indie brands, but that's my 2 cents on that. Never fear, I still love the brand. I actually have a lot of Colourpop on my face right now, of course. But yeah, I feel like this is a cool collection. It's very fitting for the festival season. I like the packaging. It's a good collection. However, will I be getting anything from this? Probably not, even though I am terribly into the pressed pigments. Tatcha is coming out with a limited edition Magnolia Bloom lip trio. Now this includes a lip liner, a lipstick, and also a lip balm. Tatcha is definitely a brand that seems to do a lot of research when it comes to skin and ingredients and all of that, and I actually haven't tried anything from the brand as of yet, but I have seen several videos with the founder explaining the products and explaining her process and her inspiration behind the brand and all that stuff, and it's actually very fascinating. I feel like this is a cute little collection. I definitely love the lip balm. Lips are definitely a little bit overlooked when it comes to like skincare and all of that sort of stuff. Now, recently, we have been seeing a resurgence in lip masks and lip balms and SPF for the lips, but I feel like this is definitely going to be a very interesting set of products to try. I feel like this is a wonderful launch. This is, however, a little bit high up there in price. I believe that the entire set is going to be $85, which is more than I can afford when it comes to lip anything or makeup anything. So this is not going to be something that I'm going to get, but I feel like if there is one thing from this collection that I absolutely love, it's the lip balm. I feel like it's so pretty, and I feel like this again kind of represents my theory that pink lips are definitely going to be a bigger and a bigger thing moving forward throughout the year, and especially I feel like they're really coming into their own in the springtime, like right now. I mean, maybe it's just me, but I really love a pink lip right now, so there's that. We have known for, I feel like a few months already, that Juvia's Place was planning on launching a foundation, and I believe that they recently announced concealer as well. Juvia's Place has always been very cognizant of just really creating products for a variety of different skin tones, and I definitely feel like this collection of foundation and concealers will reflect that really intensely, and I am living for that. I am so ready to see a collection from Juvia's Place, a foundation and a concealer collection that truly has a whole bunch of different shades for a variety of different skin tones. I feel like this is going to be a terrific collection. The foundation is going to be a velvety matte foundation, so again, it's going to be a matte. So am I interested in that part? Not really. I might get my hands on one of the concealers, especially if a lot of people really give it good reviews. But of course, we have yet to see the entire shade range. We have yet to see more from Juvia's Place pertaining to this particular launch. But I'm very excited about it. I'm very interested to see what they have to show us, and I am waiting for that reveal. Speaking of summer launches, we have a new launch from BH Cosmetics. They are coming out with the Summer Lovin' palette for summer 2019. It includes 16 shades of lush corals, bronzy neutrals, and rich plum hues, and they have matte and shimmer finishes, and the entire palette is going to be retailing for $12. Now, I think that many of you might have seen my video in which I talked about how brands trick you into buying makeup products. And I think that in that video I did mention how a lot of times brands will use packaging to entice you into getting a certain product, even though the product itself, the actual formulas, the shades, might not be as interesting as the brand may like you to think. And this, I feel like, is a terrific example of that, because if you look at this packaging, like this packaging is very pink, it's very vivid, it's very bright. Just think in your head about like seeing these shadows if the packaging was black, or if the packaging was white, or if the packaging was anything but a very like bright and attractive color. This is another case, in my opinion, of the packaging looking more exciting than the actual shadows inside. So you do have some plums, you have like some corals, you have a purple in here, but then everything else is very neutral. There's really nothing exciting in this palette, which is definitely why this is going to be a pass for me. Is it a good like summer themed kind of palette? Yes, but do I already own all of these shades? Definitely yes. Therefore, it is going to be a hard pass. Now, Bombshell Cosmetica is coming out with a malt parlor collection. This is going to be including products inspired by fast food and diner food, and I honestly think that this is such a really cute and really interesting concept. They have a bomb burger palette, fresh baked eyeshadow, strawberry milkshake eyeshadow palette, and they also have some lashes. I will say right off the bat, I am most excited by the lashes that they have to share. These lashes look absolutely beautiful. Like, they're so fluffy, they're so big, they look absolutely terrific. Now, I will say that I would love to see the inside of the strawberry milkshake palette. I would anticipate a lot of like hopefully really bright colors, maybe mixed in with some neutrals, but I hope that the majority of this palette is quite colorful. I would love to see that. The burger palette is definitely one that I do like, but I don't love it because of the inclusion of several neutrals in here. However, I will say that I do understand why they put so many neutrals in here. I would say that if this was a super colorful eyeshadow palette, I would think that that would be a little bit off, out of place. It would definitely not fit into the overall theme, but they did pretty well in my personal opinion. However, my one critique, like my one significant critique, is I'm not sure why they included that blue if it's gonna be a burger palette, but the entire color scheme otherwise looks quite fitting. You have like those like reds, I'm assuming for the tomatoes and the ketchup, and then you have like that green for the lettuce, and this entire palette looks so interesting, so cute. I would love to see the inside, like I said, of the milk shake palette. I feel like that would be so cool, so fun, so interesting. And then of course I'm very excited by the lashes, and the packaging throughout the entire collection does look incredibly fun. So this is something that I'm really excited about. Again, this is Bombshell Cosmetica. I don't know if I'll be getting anything from this collection, we'll see, but then again, I am quite excited by the milkshake palette and the lashes. We have been seeing a lot of different festival season inspired launches from various different brands. Kaja Beauty is one of them. I have never heard of this brand, but I did want to include them in this particular video because of how interesting this particular launch is. Now, these are Moon Crystals Sparkling Eye Pigments. They're liquid eyeshadows in a tube format. They have 8 different shades. Some are neutral, some are more colorful, and the finishes are supposed to be pretty metallic and pretty beautiful. They're kind of beautiful in my personal opinion. They're supposed to dry completely and add a beautiful shimmer and sparkle to your eye with some duochrome finishes as well. The pricing is going to be $16 each. A little bit up there, not particularly drugstore, but then again, not particularly high-end either. And they have some shades that I'm actually really excited by. I feel like the shades that I'm like really into happen to be the lavender one, like that beautiful like icy lavender color, and then like that really interesting turquoisey teal sort of tone as well. For some reason, like turquoise and teal, those are just kind of like shades that I have really been drawn to as of late. I've just really been attracted to those shades. I don't know, maybe it's like the spring fever. I don't know. But like, I also really do like that icy white looking highlight shade. There's just something about a super reflective, super brilliant, icy, creamy tone that just speaks to me, that I just really like. So a lot of these shades are shades that I absolutely love. Will I be getting these, however? Well, probably not, because I am on my low buy, and I mean, I feel like if I do get these, I want to get like several shades, and if I get several shades, then I don't know, I might go crazy. But like, you know, I only can get like 2 things in a month. I know it's annoying for me because I'm trying to like buy less makeup. But yeah, I feel like if I was gonna like basically go all out, I'd probably like to get like the lavender, the blue, the teal sort of shade, and the icy white. But then again, that's 4, and then that's gonna be like $64 for all of them, which is a little bit much, but I don't know. We'll see. I do want to talk about Love Luxe Beauty. They're coming out with several different highlight palettes. They have a palette for a very light skin tone, then moving into a medium, and then a very deep skin tone. Now, I will say that a lot of times whenever we see highlighter palettes, we see highlighters that look absolutely beautiful. The formula may be absolutely amazing. However, more often than not, these are highlighters that we already own duplicates of in our collections. We already can probably dupe this highlighter. It's not really anything new, you know, because essentially highlighter is a really reflective looking thing on your skin. That's pretty much it. But good on this brand for like pretty much releasing highlighters that I don't think a lot of people actually own. I can definitely say 100%. Well, not 100%, but I can definitely say that I don't think I own most of these shades of highlighter, which is a good thing, you know, and a bad thing because it makes me want to buy this. But yeah, honestly, good on them for bringing out something that's a little bit more unique looking. They have these retailing for $27 each, and they also seem to have some single highlighters as well. I'm just like, I'm looking at this and I'm really, really into it in like a dangerous way. In the way that makes me want to buy a lot of things. Yeah, I'm looking at this and I'm really, really kind of obsessed. Gosh, this is not good for my low buy at all. Next, I have this launch right here from Menagerie Cosmetics. They're launching a Marrakesh palette and it's going to be retailing for $37. Ooh, I do want to say that I'm not going to be getting this, and that's because so many of the shades are neutral, and of course, there are various pops of color. However, I somehow feel like, for some reason, Marrakesh, like as a place, it inspires a color palette that is a great deal more colorful than this palette is. You know what I mean? Because like this palette does have some really beautiful colors in it, but then whenever I think Marrakesh, I think like rich, vivid, deep hues, you know? I think a little bit of brown, but like not a lot of brown. And for some reason, like especially when you look at the swatches, which I will include on this screen, it just looks like very neutral, you know, and it doesn't necessarily scream Marrakesh. I mean, it whispers it, but it doesn't scream it, you know, in my personal opinion. Granted, I have never been to Marrakesh. I would love to go, but regardless, I just feel like there are so many like neutral-ish kind of shades in this palette that I'm just not going to be getting this. Luxie Beauty is launching some vegan matte shades. They have several different shades. I, for one, am really, really interested in the yellow, the lavender colors, and like the red and the blue. You know, I'm just drawn to those colors all the time. Also, the green, like matcha, looks so, so cool. These launched last Friday, and they are going to be, or they are, $5 each. I have tried Luxie Beauty's eyeshadows before. I actually have several shades in my collection. I do have the neutral shades. I haven't actually tried many of the colorful shades, so I just have the neutrals. But I love the performance of the Luxie shadows. The only reason I don't really use Luxie Beauty on my channel is because the ones that I own are not actually colorful. Therefore, they don't actually fit into my makeup style, what it is right now. But if you're looking for good indie brand eyeshadows, Luxie has your back. They really have some beautiful formulas that I have tried so far, and a lot of other bloggers absolutely love Luxie Beauty as well. Black Moon Cosmetics is launching a Black Metal Volume 1 palette, and this is a shade of, I believe, a highlighter slash transformer color, which is like that lavender, and then all the other shades are beautiful metallics. This is a palette that I'm actually really, really into. I might just get my hands on it. We'll see. Sorry, my voice did a little bit of a weird thing there. I might just get my hands on it. We'll see about that. But I'm looking at this palette and I am loving it. It is so pretty. It is so pretty. It is beautiful. I will say that. The packaging looks really just like, you know, dark and wonderful as well. But the shades, I'm like most interested in the shades, and the shades do look beautiful. Am I somebody that likes a lot of like mattes in a palette? Yes, but I'm kind of warming up to the idea of maybe getting like palettes that feature like all metallics, all shimmers, because let's just face it, I have an extensive eyeshadow collection and I can easily pull from different palettes when it comes to mattes, you know? So I feel like if I did get this palette, I would end up getting a lot of use out of it. I just love all the different shades. These look so cool and so interesting, and I'm just like really into Black Moon Cosmetics. And I haven't actually tried anything from the brand, but I love their campaigns, and their products do seem to be pretty interesting and pretty cool looking as well. So I don't know, maybe I'll start off my experience with getting this palette but because it absolutely looks so pretty. I love it. It looks amazing. Okay, so that is the end of this video. Those are all the launches that I wanted to talk about for this week. Hopefully this video will be cut down to less than 30 minutes. Hopefully, crossing my fingers, we'll see about that. But nevertheless, I think that this was pretty much a longer video. So if you guys lasted this long, if you're still watching at the end, thank you so much for sticking around. I really do hope you enjoyed this video, found it interesting, found it informative. Let me know your opinions in the comments below. I will try and get back to you. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in tomorrow, Monday's video. Bye, guys.